Conference Championship Bombs edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up for promo code BOMBS, B-O-M-B-S, to get 50% deposit bonus of up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And with that, we'll start the show with me doing things are live. Go. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, the bet detective, Laddy Daddy, scumbagger, Vince, the man in the box. CJ Sullivan with another edition of Bottom Line Bombs, Conference Championship Edition, AFC and NFC title games this weekend. Picks with bits for tobacco use only, of course. And we are live here from Eagle Rock, California. Special time, 2:15 Pacific, 5:15 Eastern, because we did the prop show first this time because the head honcho, Sean Green, has to donate blood. I think that was the explanation I was given. But if you just watched the prop show and you're coming on over here, welcome to the chat. See generates alike, see Jews and see Gentiles. They're all C-generates in this eyes. JC from KC says, "What's up, CJ? Bomb explosion. You get a bomb. Big weekend for your Chiefs fans, JC. Of course, we'll break down both games. There's only 3 football games remaining in the NFL season. And some kind of weird punt, pass, kick competition in Orlando for the Pro Bowl, of course. The AFC NFC title games, and then of course the Super Bowl and down in New Orleans. Yeah, we'll have that. We'll have a man in a box about all the beef that's going on between the debaters. A lot of beef debate going on. ML is here. What's up, CJ and C Generates? Captain Sano wants to know if Sean knows of gambling debt for donating blood. Yeah, who knows who he's giving it to? He didn't really clarify. They never tell you who it's going to either. For kids, yeah, right. Any kind of tragedy. Come on, I gotta give blood. What's that to do with the fire? Yeah, just give blood. We need blood. The fire victims need blood. Woo, boy. Stevie Albert says, chili on a Sunday or get the F out of here. You're damn right. ML wants a Richard Jewell bomb. Listen. Bombs are coming. They'll be detonated. I'll even give out a few more props I didn't give out on the prop show. Of course, I'll be doing the VSiN VSiN show with Sean and Ryan tomorrow night from Boulder, Colorado, which I'll be there this weekend. Don't forget, if anyone's in the Denver, Colorado area, come on out to Comic Sense this weekend where I'll be there with me and Coach Prime. Yeah, everyone's the donated blood. I will say this about donating blood. And I've donated blood a couple times. Mostly during COVID. That's when they really needed it. Apparently. Who knows? You get to take the picture. It's all about selfies on the bed, and you get to feel pretty good about yourself. And that's the most important thing about all of this, so you can feel better than other people. You can look down upon them. Oh, what were you doing? I was just saving lives today. I don't know. I got cookies for it. I might be a little lightheaded. I don't know if you noticed, but I gave blood earlier today. And by earlier today, I mean last month. I gave blood. Oh, boy, I'm a bit woozy here. But no, yeah, you can have that last slice of pizza. I just gave blood myself. I was helping victims. What were you doing? Going to work? Yeah, some things are more important than work. Like going to a middle school 3 towns over. So I get shot up and use my AB. I got jerk blood. I forget my type. It's like AB negative or I can't donate to someone else, but I can take it. What kind of blood type I have? Real jerk blood type I got. Oh man. Oh, that's a good idea too. ML says he uses an excuse not to help my friends move. Which, by the way, if they're still asking you to help you move at this point in life, they are not friends. I don't want to be friends with anyone that asks me to help them move. I don't want to be friends with anyone who asks me to pick them up at the airport. All the things that people consider friendship moves, I would consider you my absolute enemy if you ask that upon me. My nemesis, if you will. You out of your mind, help you move? I would rather start a GoFundMe for you. I would help you do that. To hire movers. I'll cook up a parlay for you. I'll give you a little ladder. I'll give you a beanstalk. We can get some real movers in here. That's what I'll do for you. But no, I'm not boxing a damn thing. Anyway, in honor of the big game, C-Generates, don't forget from now until February 9th, 15% off everything in the SGPN merch store. Promo code Big Game. Big Game. BIGGAME. So make sure you go in there. We got some new merch stuff. I'm wearing the Show Me Your TDs shirt, which is a little aggressive, but whatever. Get yourself a Man in a Box shirt. Get yourself a Bet Detective shirt, if you will. Soon to come, some Laddy Daddies. There was talks of having a Laddy Daddy calendar. 12 months, 12 different ladders in your Laddy Daddy. That would sell. I might need to sell it to make up for some of these plays. But now let's recap. Actually, before we get into the NFC AFC Championship game, I should recap the college football championship that happened last show. We did a show on Monday, and we swept the board. We had Ohio State -8.5. Bomb that one. We had the team total over 27.5. Speaking of your Richard Jewell, there's your Richard Jewell bomb for you. I'll give you that one. Cute. Oh, that's a startler. But more importantly, we hit the beanstalk, baby. We hit our Will Howard rushing ladder. I hope you guys joined. Top of the ladder. Save the kitty out of the tree. Peeking around, seeing what the Angels are up to. And it was the actual Jacobs ladder. That's how high it went. 27-1. Yeah, I'll tout that. We hit a 27-1 shot. And we hit all the rungs. I mean, that's the beauty of the ladder. We hit 10-1. We hit plus 450. And then we hit all the way up to the top of 27-1.
Oh my God!
That is what we call a bomb. That's a Middle East bomb right there. So yeah, I'll tout myself and pat myself on the back for that, for giving out that Will Howard rushing ladder. He had 59.5 yards or 57.5 yards rushing, and 50 was the top of the ladder, or 55, something like that. So we hit it. It was kind of a good game. Ohio State looked like they were going to wipe the floor with them. Then Notre Dame came back, and then they did some weird things where they went for a field goal down 15 or 16, and he hit the upright anyway. Fake punt, 4th and 2, and then how do you let Smith go deep on you on a 3rd and 10? Insane. But what I liked about after the game, so Ohio State wins national championship. Good for them. A little less buzz about it because it took 4 months for this playoff thing to happen. Jesus God, how long were these college football playoffs? Enough's enough. When it happened, we're like, oh, right, you guys are still doing this? Okay. All right, we'll watch, I guess. Anyway, Ohio State wins the national championship. Kirk Herbstreit's crying in the booth. And then they're talking about, I just know everything that Ryan Day had to go through, what Ohio State had to go through, and for them to get here. Let's look back at what they had to go through, Ohio State. They were the best team in the country. They had a very high payroll roster, like a $30 million roster. There was articles written about it. And I'm not saying whatever. Although I do say as I get older, I'm actually not for these players getting paid anymore. When I was younger, I'm like, yeah, these players deserve it. And they do deserve it. I haven't changed my stance on that. The players deserve money. But as I get older, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see 19-year-old kids being millionaires. I just don't want to see it. It annoys me. So, yeah, I'll take that stance. But that's not the point. So, anyway, they're the best team in football. And it's huge player roles. And then they choked against Michigan. Ryan Day choked. And that beard, that Sharpie-colored beard. What is going on with Ryan Day? He looks like an idiot. Just pure. He gives me Barry Switzer vibes. Like, yes, I know you won a championship, but we still think you're dumb. Even though all you do is win. We just think you're dumb. It's just your sideline antics, too. The way you act, the way you're surprised all these things happen. It's not that you're surprised. It's that you're just so relieved. And I guess that is the pressure of being an Ohio State coach because they wanted to fire you, even though he's like 85-3. Like every touchdown, he's acting like his family is being held captive somewhere. And if they don't score, they're going to be done with. So he's like coaching to save his family. Anyway, that was the hardship stories before. That was the hardship stories Ohio State went through. So they choked in Michigan. Their entire fan base crashed out, freaked out, gave up on the team, said these guys suck. They wanted Day fired, openly yelling how they wanted Day fired. Politicians tried to outlaw flag planting. This is what Ohio had to go through, what they did themselves. This is all what they're doing. I know. Can you believe it? Can you believe the adversity we got through? You mean the adversity you created? Yeah, I know. We had to go through us. Because we always thought you guys were good. We always thought Ohio State, yeah, no, they're a pretty good team. Matter of fact, we're going to make them the favorite to win the championship. We didn't create any of the adversity. You did. This was all during your championship year. You tried to outlaw flag planting. That's how emotional you got. That's you guys being the champions. Oh, and Herb Street's crying. I do love the downfall of Herbie. But we hit our ladder. That's all we can say. Stevie Aldridge says he'll give you my Uber password before I make an optional trip to the airport. Or send an Uber. Can't do Uber anymore. Not in Los Angeles. That's what I voted for. That's what I got told when I got an Uber. With their fees, I made the switch to Lyft because in California, the service fee is like 3 times the amount of the fare. I try to complain about it. Like, that's what you voted for. What? When did I vote for that? They voted for it. I love when you hear that. I heard that during the fires. You voted for it. How did I vote for fire? Uncle Kevin tried to tell me that one.
I bought them Giants, baby. Huh? You bet your ass.
As the fires continue on here in Los Angeles, but that wouldn't happen right by my apartment. As I'm packing up, I get the call. Well, you guys voted for this, so you have nothing to blame but yourself. What? Explain to me how I voted for fire. Well, I mean, you probably don't need to hear that right now, but we'll talk about it later. All right, cool. Can't wait to talk about it later. I'm gonna go pack my life up real quick and try to survive. And then we'll have a conversation about California politics, which you know nothing about. I'll do that. Here's Feach Lamagna, who says, "What's up, Deli Roll? Thanks for the Howard Ladder, the Laddy Daddy. You're damn right, the Laddy Daddy dropped the bomb. I was just discussing that. We're just wrapping up the Ohio State National Championship. Not only did we hit Buckeyes 8.5, team total over 27.5, but we hit that Will Howard rushing ladder for 27-1 all the way to the top. Also 10-1 the rung before at plus 450. We hit all the rungs. It was incredible. Anyway, all right, let's talk about DraftKings, and then we'll get into the AFC, NFC championship games, and I'll give you a few more ladders. Maybe we can hit some more binkers and bunkers. What the hell does that mean? I don't know, but I got to find the DraftKings box. DraftKings in the box. DraftKings playoffs. We'll talk about playoffs. Oh, this is when I got to get completely accurate. That DraftKings has David Guetta type lawyers. You bet we are. Get on the action. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning the playoffs, and you can score big by betting them on DraftKings. #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player scores 6. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5. I'll give you the 5, and you take the 5. You bet the 5. You bet the Finsky. I'll give you $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's what I'll do. The Dalai Lama. Use code SGP. That's when you bet $5. You get $200 in bonus bets. The crown is yours. All right. Ready for this? Gambling problem? Yep. You got one. Like I say, you're listening to Sports Gambling Podcast Network and my show, The Bottom Line Bums. But not all problems need fixed. But if you do or someone else does, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after insurance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. All right, we're back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. Now we can start doing the show, C-Generates. Now, less chitty chatty, more Laddy Daddy. That's what we need to hear. Let's start right off with the NFC Championship game. Philadelphia Eagles, -6 versus the Washington Commanders. Total is 48. Money line, I believe you can get 180 on the Commanders if you want to be that dumb. Just kidding. It should be a wild game. Eagles, Commanders. Third time they've played. Divisional foes. Washington's coming in with house money. The people love to say that. Oh, Washington's got house money. They're playing with house money. They don't care. They're free rolling, baby. Which I don't believe that. Just because we didn't think they were going to win doesn't mean they don't think they're going to win. They're not like, oh, well, we got no chance against Tampa Bay. Of course they thought they had a chance against Tampa Bay. And of course they had a chance against Detroit. That's why they won. That's why they showed up and played. But I wouldn't exactly say it's house money. Now, are they the underdog? Do they like being the underdog? Of course. Every team likes being the underdog. They like being called count out. But they are a young team. Well, at least they have Jaden Daniels. They do have veterans that would give the Eagles problem in NFC Championship games, just historically speaking. When I'm talking about historically speaking, the Eagles have a lot. They've been in the NFC Championship game a lot. 8 times maybe recently, including 2 years ago when I was in attendance versus San Francisco, the Brock Purdy game. That was great. Brock Purdy injury game. I had a chance to go this week, C-Generates, but as you know, I'm doing shows in Boulder, Colorado, so it wasn't really going to work out. Also, I don't mind not going to the game. It would have made good content, but it's a lot to schlep out there, go cross country and then be a part of. I mean, it'd be fun. Trust me, these guys are lunatics out there. Hell, they're selling snow. What is going on? The Eagles sold snow from last week's game versus the Rams. $50 a can. 100 cans. And it sold out. Why? Why are you buying snow? I don't get it. To pee in it? To do science experiments? To feed to Washington fans this weekend? Well, it snows in Philly a lot. It might snow this weekend. Then what do you do? It's like buying, Barry Bonds' 72nd home run ball. Then he hits 73. Well, now that one's worthless or whatever. Like Spawn did. I don't get the buying snow, especially for a divisional round game versus the Rams. Anyway, a lot of NFC Championship game stories. I went to the one, they used to lose them all the time. We lost at home to Tampa Bay, the last game at the Veterans Stadium when the Buccaneers won, the Warren Sapp, John Gruden team. That was a sad one. I've been to angry one, or not angry. I didn't go to the Carolina one. They lost to Carolina and Jake Delhomme. Man, they've choked a lot in the NFC Championship games. That's why I'm not ready to just jump all over Eagles -6 this weekend. Because we have a history of having bad losses. The Jake Delhomme Carolina Panther one was pretty bad. That's when we realized, oh, Todd Pinkston and James Thrash are not NFL wide receivers. They cannot get open against Ricky Manning Jr. The vet one, I'll never forget. It was the last game at Veterans Stadium. Joe Jaravicious, Rondé Barber, of course, with the pick 6 versus McNabb versus 90 yards, which seemed to take 45 seconds. He was going diagonally across the field like Tecmo Bowl, back and forth, back and forth. But what I remember most about it, this is a true story. I was living in Chicago at the time, but I flew back to go to the game. And when it happened, when it lost, there was usually anger and fights and people fight each other and all kinds. This was just like a funeral. People were like, what the fuck, you know? Some were ripping seats out because it was the vet, but it was just like this darkness. And it was this disappointment, obviously. And then the next day, my mother, also known as my mom, it was just weird when I said mother. I never say mother. My mom, Maureen Sullivan, R.I.P., she was going into surgery. She had breast cancer. This is what she had cancer a couple times over. This was her first time. This is back when it was new to us. Before cancer was scary. Back when cancer came all the time. Both my parents passed cancer, but she had it like a couple times over. So she was getting I don't know, she's getting a breast removed, I believe, or something like that. Anyway, you had to go there pretty early for those surgeries. Like 5 a.m. So the whole family drives over the day after the Eagles game, and it looks like an apocalypse. It looks like a zombie movie. I mean, the sun's not out. It's just trash everywhere. The bridges are kind of lit green, but they're blinking in and out, because it was the day after New Year's, but the day after New Year's where the world ended. And everyone, it's just depressed, and no one's even awake. No one's even out there. Go to the hospital. Everyone's sat in the hospital. The newspaper's out. Nurses are upset. Then we get there. The doctor's upset. The doctor's like, oh, man. How about that game yesterday, huh? Jesus, McNabb, he's so bad. What's he doing? We're like, yeah, no, it was a bad game, Doc. We're excited. Thought they were going to the Super Bowl, but they're not. Anyway, Doc, how are you, buddy? How you doing? You gonna shake your way out of this, or you about to do surgery on my mom? You okay? Do you need a sub? Do we need to bring in Ty Detmer for you or something? Because you don't seem like your head's in the game, buddy. Bad Eagles game and all, but let's focus on the real prize here. So I remember that. That was fun. And then 2 years ago was more the new one. Of course, then they finally beat the Falcons to get the Super Bowl. They beat Mike Vick. They beat the Vikings at home. They crushed them with Nick Foles. And then 2 years ago is when Brock Purdy got hurt. That was wild because I was at that game, kind of front row. That was nuts. Everyone was fucked up for that one, of course. And then we crushed him. Brock Purdy got hurt. It was tough to tell who was in a quarterback when you're at the game. It's just a little different, Josh Johnson was in there. We didn't understand. My friend's heckling like, what the fuck you, Purdy? And some Niner fans like, he hasn't been in since the first quarter. Oh, well, who's that? Johnson. Well, who the hell's Johnson? I don't know. What? Why would I help you? And then it was fun afterwards. Grease the polls. So it'll be greasing the polls this Sunday. If you don't know, in Philadelphia, they like to put Crisco and cooking oil on all the street poles so the fans can't climb it. But that's not going to stop Philadelphia fans. They're animals. They're rats. By that, I mean, you look at the Philadelphia fans, and they're hilarious. They look like the most unathletic people in the world. The one guy will weigh 85 pounds. He's smoking parliaments. He's shirtless. His chest is enclaved. But somehow he's on top of a 40-foot street lamp. He shimmied his way up there. No one knows how he got up there. He couldn't do 2 push-ups. But he's 80 feet above ground going, go Birds! Go Birds! Point is, it's going to be a raucous home field advantage. Both games, Philadelphia and Kansas City, have the rare actual home field advantage. It seems like a lost art anymore. Washington fans, they know the deal. We don't like them. They don't like us. They're not the number one rivalry. They kind of rivalry more with Dallas. But we hate them enough. They hate us enough. Washington fans are weird because they think they're better. That's what I don't like. You got a lot of Virginia going down there. You got that whole area. Let me tell you something, DC. You're not better than anybody. If anything, you're a bit worse because you have that. You're up on airs, if you will, on airs or whatever this is. Might be snow, says Stevie Aldridge. It's not your time, Washington. No one wants to see Washington in the Super Bowl. I know people hate Philly. I get it, and we enjoy it. That's what Jared Verse didn't understand when he was like, I hate Eagle fans. Good. That makes us like you more. Actually, we thought we didn't like you, but we kind of like you. Oh, you hate us? Oh, nice. That's what we are. We like that. So it should be a wild situation. Now, is Jalen Hurts healthy? Who knows? They perk him up. He was on so many Percocets in that post conference after the Rams game. He was like, "Oh man, snow, yeah. Do you like snow? Well, I like football. I'll be like that. How about that?" But I know when I played video game as a kid, I put snow at 100. Yeah, that's what I did. What are you talking about? I don't know. I can't feel my knees. Saquon Barkley, he's just on a different planet right now. It's hard to go against the Eagles. Washington cannot stop the run. So they say it's a good matchup for Saquon Barkley. Every team's a good matchup for Saquon Barkley. Are you watching what he's doing? His prop total is 130 yards, 130 and a half yards. That's the highest that's ever been set for anyone, any running back ever. Maybe Jim Brown had that. If they had props back when Jim Brown would play against the all-white college of the Ivy League, I'm sure I would set a higher number. But as far as our stats go back, this is the highest it's ever been. And what are you going to play the under? No. The only unless they can load the box, and they're going to have to. But loading the box sometimes is the worst thing you can do against Saquon because if he breaks through, he's gone. You almost got to play him like a prevent defense. Just keep him in front of you. Let him get 6 yards. Let him get 8 yards. Just don't let him get that 70-yarder. Kind of like the way you would play against Barry Sanders. I did like Dallas Goedert props, but he's coming up on the injury report list. 3.5 catches, 42.5 yards. I'm going to focus on A.J. Brown. Here's the book right here. Hold on. I'll pull it out. Sean got the book, Inner Excellence. Train your mind for extraordinary performance in the best possible life. A.J. Brown, of course, made this author Jim Murphy famous and sold 500,000 copies overnight to 500,000 illiterate Philadelphians. So isn't that great that not only is A.J. Brown helping this author out, but he's helping a lot of illiterate scumbags from Fishtown, Doylestown, Conshohocken. All right, let's read a part of the Code of Samurai. Death in Africa. This book's got to be terrible, right? Let's read a quote to help us decide. I know Sean's been doing this bit. This help us decide if we should lay to 6 or not. Will having a newborn distract from the time we have together? She asked. Don't you think saying goodbye to your child will make your death more painful? What? Is this what A.J. Brown's reading during a fucking game? Wouldn't it be great if it did? I replied. Lucy and I both felt that life wasn't about avoiding suffering. Yeah. That comes from some doctor, a young neurosurgeon dying of cancer, deciding with his wife whether or not to have a child before he dies. Oh, okay. Well, that's what A.J. Brown reads. That's enough for this book. That's what gives him peace, I guess. Maybe that's why he's been terrible. I was going to play his over. I don't think I like that now. I was thinking about dying kids and cancer. But it is 4.5, 60.5. How about this? How about Johan Johnson, the old Washington receiver? He's the number 3 for Philly. His prop is over a half of a catch. Also, 3.5 yards, which if you listen to the prop show, like, why would you play the yards if you can just play one catch? How's he going to get over 4 yards and not have a catch? So just do the yards. Just do the catch, I mean. But do we dare do a Dotson ladder? I mean, how low? If it's 3.5, yeah, 14 is plus 140. 24 yards is 2-1. 34 yards is 3-1. 44 yards, floor 78. Oh my goodness! It goes all the way to the top. Is 84 yards at 36-1 for Jahan Dotson. There's 2 guys I like. I like Dotson and I like Jamison Crowder for Washington. I think Jamison Crowder is going to have one of those sneaky good games. Because when you talk about people that beat the Eagles in those NFC championships, it's always these bastard guys in these playoff games, these old names, old veterans. And Dotson's just one of those. Crowder's just one of those Wiley veterans. He gets open, sits down, you know. So I like a Crowder ladder and a Dotson ladder, and from those games. But let's get to the game itself. Who are we kidding? Philadelphia Eagles -6. The Washington house money tour comes to an end. This is the 3rd time they're playing. Normally, that makes me want to play the under. It's 48. I want to play the under. Why not? Let's play the under. 48 and Eagles -6. Bomb them both. With a heavier play on the Birds -6. Now, they do score a lot. I get it, but let's grease those poles. All right. Now let me take a quick break and tell you about Underdog. Underdog. Did I already do a thing with No, I did not. So here is your code for Underdog. Pick'em is one of the biggest venues for all sports. Underdog's always making it easier to win with profit boosts and gimme pick'ems. NFL, college basketball, MMA, NBA, NASCAR, and more. You can now use special boosts on all flexed entries. I'm going to use Jahan Dotson over one higher than a half a reception. So sign up with promo code BOMBS, claim your special pick and first time deposit, offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code BOMBS. Also brought to you by Rhythm. The Rhythm's going to bet you. Rhythm's going to bet you. Rhythm's going to bet you with props. SGPN's partner Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds. Build your own model, copy one of the top performing models from a leaderboard, or have Rhythm build you a model for you. If the NFL playoffs have not been going your way, Rhythm will help you turn your things around. With 3 games left, the 3 best of the season, Rhythm's AI-powered predictions for prop bets and game lines will set you up through success through the Super Bowl. So claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And we're back here at the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, the Deli Llama, the Deli Roll, the Laddy Daddy, the man in the box. Appreciate everyone who's watching live here on YouTube, jumping into comments. Appreciate everyone's listening, not live, or watching not live on YouTube or on Spotify or iTunes, wherever pods are told. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button right now on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. Get all the likes up there. Unlike TikTok, all the dislikes. Make sure you subscribe. Of course, Bottom Line Bombs on YouTube and any of the pods. Or follow me on the socials at CJ Sullivan was taken _ between each word, or on X at CJ Sullivan _. If you want to email me, bottomlinebombs@thesgpn.com. That's bottomlinebombs@thesgpn.com. Email the Laddy Daddy. I'll get back to you on it if I can figure it out. If I can figure it out, I'll make an old head. Yeah, I said TikTok. I was laughing. I know I guys told you about that Philly video I made, and I'll get to the AFC Championship game in a second. We got plenty of time. With only 2 games, we got plenty of time. Ronnie Pasker says, where can I purchase some of this Philly snow? I know. It's like a 4th grade science experiment. You're going to have to make your own. Make icicles. Sold out. They sold out of Philly snow. They don't have to wait for more to come. They suggest you put it in your freezer. Oh, really? Thanks, Eagles. Is that what I should do with it? I was going to hand it out. I was going to try to build a... You got to tell these people. Now, remember, just because Eagles played, just because Saquon touched it, doesn't mean it's heavenly. Doesn't mean it's divine. It will melt. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, the TikTok. Let me just say that real quick. I know I said this before. When I threw out that video defending the Eagles fan, I didn't defend the Eagles fan that called the Packers woman the C word, you know? But we all know that story. That was a little shady story. I didn't defend them, but, you know, as a joke, I kind of victim blamed Midwesterners for coming on, in which they weren't even Midwesterners. But that's not the point. The point was the TikTok video itself. I told you, I woke up and it, you know, didn't go viral, but it was a lot of views for me. My videos usually make 800 and 900 views each one because I don't have a strong online presence, as the kids say. I know it's a young man's game, young person's game. But this one, I woke up, whoa, 12,000 views. Okay, nice. That's cool. Next thing, 2,000 comments. Oh, that's not cool. That's not going to be good. They're not chiming in to tell me what a great job this is. That's not how the internet works. 80 likes. Okay, that's not good at all. That's what we call getting ratioed, as the kids say. And I was right. It was just terrible. It was blood. Like I said, I got bullied. TikTok came to me. Hey, some of these comments violated our bully regulations. You want us to remove them? They asked me, you know, and I full Karen mode. You're damn right. Yes, I want to press charges, officer. I want to press all the charges to the full extent of the law, to the full extent of the TikTok law. Remove these bullies. Can't bully the Laddy Daddy? Well, they did. But what's funny was I couldn't even look at them because it's like, Jesus Christ, you know, a lot of stuff. I always get the, hey, straight Tim Dillon, you know, fuck you, you piece of shit. Which, by the way, how do you know I'm straight? TikTok, that's how I find that rude. A lot of assuming going on. For a guy who chit-chats a lot. Anyway, point is, I couldn't even look at it. I had friends going in there trying to mix it up. They couldn't. It was just a more. But this happened last weekend, right when TikTok was going dark. Well, okay, well, at least this ended TikTok. At least the site's going to be on. They're pulling the plug, and and people were still commenting away. Like they're going down on the Titanic, these hecklers on the Titanic. This is why I came onto the site hating things. I'm going to go leave this site hating things. Yes, I know this is going dark, but it's going to be my last mark forever. You piece of shit. You are all Philly fans. You're terrible. Good God. This is your final Saturday night on TikTok? You're damn right. So anyway, then TikTok went dark. I'm like, whew, well, at least that's over with. I don't have to deal with that anymore. Then, of course, Trump brought it back 24 hours later, or at least, you know, he likes to act like he saved it. Maybe it'll start anew. Nope, they came right back at it. That means they were waiting, you know? For 24 hours, they were waiting. Oh, man, if this site ever comes back, I'm going to go over that fucking Eagles guy who offended a cunt guy. Like, that's amazing dedication by these fans. Steve says, if the Birds win it all, sell me some spent Philly street pole lube. Now that I would buy. Street pole lube better than snow on the field. Who cares about snow on the field? Give me some of that grimy 6th and Market street lube. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's going to be a wild weekend out there. Shout out to all the Birds fans going out there. And I will not be there, which I'm fine with. AFC Championship game. Kansas City versus Buffalo. Kansas City minus 1.5. Total there is 47.5. Now, the Eagles playing a lot of NFC Championship games. The Chiefs playing every AFC Championship game. They have played, have they played like the last 10? Let me actually do some research on this. Let me click on the internet. This is a segment of the show where the Laddy Daddy clicks on the internet. Last year was versus the Ravens, Chiefs, Ravens. Then it was Chiefs, Bengals. Then Bengals, Chiefs again. They split those. Chiefs, Bills. Chiefs, Titans. Patriots, Chiefs. You have to go back to 2017 before the last time the Chiefs were not in the AFC Championship game. That's pretty insane. Justin, he says 60th in market, West Philly. Yeah, West Philadelphia. But as you know, Justin, the parade ain't coming to West Philly. God bless you out there, 60th in market. But no, we're not going out there. But you know what I mean? Hey, to each your own. It'll be lit no matter what area in Philadelphia you are, and that's great. But now in Kansas City, they have fans. They have crazy fans too. We got fans that call women cunts and eat horse shit. They got fans that rob banks. If you saw the Amazon documentary on Chiefaholic in the wolf head costume, so they could pay for parlays. That's pretty good dedication as well. They have the referees. There's a lot of talk about the referees helping out the Chiefs, and there have been. I think 10 of the last 11 playoff games, they've had more calls than your opponent, and that one was just a tie. They've never had less calls. Even Mahomes.
Showtime Mahomes.
Admitted, yeah, maybe I should have flopped that one, but that's so fun to flop, especially when we get the call. Mahomes last game, he was running, then he'd stop, and he'd wait for someone to hit him. So he can draw the 15-yard. And like, it was almost like those early UFC fights, like when you have a striker versus a grappler, like those early Hoist Gracies, and they'd be on the mat, like, hey, come down here. And the guy's like, no, I'm not going down there. If I go on the floor, I know exactly what happens. I die. So once you get up and we can punch each other. Pete says if a Saquon MVP ticket hits, he's traveling to Philly to celebrate at Sid Booker's Shrimp Corner. That's a nice time. Tell you what, I have a ticket. Eagles over the Chiefs, 17-1, exacta that I played right before the playoffs started. You can get that number before the playoffs. Chiefs over Philly was 15-1. I could have chopped up my unit and hoped for a free roll, but what's the fun in that? That's not gambling. You know what I mean? So let's get into this game. What discourse came last week over the fucking Buffalo-Baltimore game? I'm not saying this is a letdown for Buffalo. Obviously, it's the AFC Championship game. There's no letdowns at this point. He needs to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. He hasn't done it yet. He's 0-3. The heartbreaker one was obviously the one when they were winning with 13 seconds to go and they did not squib kick, and they lost that. But my God, last week, the Lamar versus Josh Allen and the discourse that came out of that. Have you guys been following this Ryan Clark, Marcellus Wiley beef, debater beef? Marcellus Wiley's doing a diss track, a horrible diss track because of it. I mean, it's crazy. It's fucking nuts. They're talking about because Ryan Clark was a hypocrite. Because Ryan Clark is like, he ripped on Josh Allen for not getting the win, even though he played well. But when Lamar Jackson lost, he tweeted out like, "Oh, you did great, man. Good on good. This ain't on you." Everyone's going out of their way to say it's not on Lamar, which, okay, great. First of all, a lot of it was. Second of all, it doesn't matter. Stop protecting him. He's fine. He knows. You're acting like he's a child. He's about to be a 3-time MVP, 28-year-old man. He's great. Peyton Manning, it took him a while to win. He was 28. His record was the same, 3-5. It's just weird. Like, oh, Lamar, like, who are you coddling? It's just bizarre. I'll get into that. Maybe I'll play that awful Marcellus Wiley rap. If you don't, I mean, I don't want to get too into the beef. It is hilarious. Debate beef is great. They can't believe it. Why don't we talk man to man? This is how we talk now. I'm not talking about the game at all. Let me see. Maybe I have to play it. It's just so bad. I like when Ryan Clark reacts. I can't play. Let's get into the game itself. Now the Bills are better, I would say. Here's a diss track. Fuck it. I gotta play this diss track. It's because it's so amazing. Because it's Marcellus Wiley freestyling into the, and it's on his show, and his video is a montage of like his kids' football camp that he volunteers and runs. You know, so he's got kids playing flag football while he's calling Ryan Clark a bitch.
Let's go, Ryan Clark. What's this I see? You dissing me for years, now you wanna talk to me? Private text, but your public game is weak. Calling me a sellout, now I wanna hear you speak, boy. Yo, Clark, you been running your mouth for a while. Throwing shade in public, trying to cramp my style. Calling me a sellout, trying to cramp
my style. He just said call me a sellout twice, Bo. This is a football player rapping right here. I gotta hear more. That's just good.
My name, but when it gets too hot, you don't treat it the same. Social media post, man, you out of control.
The best is he really thinks he's cooking, as they say. He really thinks he ate on this, as the kids say.
Talking reckless just last night. I heard you. Don't text me.
Trying to do this Kendrick Lamar style of the beef. The same.
Ryan Clark's fake. Yeah, I'm calling it out. Keep that same energy when you run your mouth. Yeah, that's how you sound coming on my show. Nah, I ain't with that. You had your chance, but now it's tit for tat. Years of disses. Now you want to be friends?
Wow.
But real ones don't fake it. This is where it ends. I stayed in my lane. I did.
Come on, Dad.
Dad. You dirt. Now it's
we're gonna be late, Dad. Hold on, kids. I'm laying down a beef trap.
Ryan Clark, man, you just doing the most, boy. Fraud and fake. Yeah, that's your game. But real ones stand tall. They don't play for fame. You want to talk? Nah, the door's shut tight. Handle your issues where you spark that fight. Boy, I hear you. Yo, Ryan, take this as a lesson to learn. Respect ain't given. It's something you earn. You can keep your text. Keep your fake game too. Real recognize real. And I don't see you.
Oh. God damn, is right. He really thought he could. He thought he ate. Did you see him thinking he ate right there? That was incredible. Morgan Cakes, welcome to the chat. Says I am the bomb. Yes, welcome. Any ladies, welcome to the Degenerate Threat. All right, let's get to the game. That diss track was incredible, by the way. I mean, he's like, but I don't real recognize real, but I don't see you. And he goes, oh, I love when you have to be your own hype man because you're terrible. That was a bad. Anyway, that was all about Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, I think, somehow. Anyway, they're coming up. So it's in Kansas City. Is Buffalo the better team? I don't know. How do you go against Kansas City Chiefs at home? -1.5. Not only do you have to play in Kansas City, you have to play against the refs. Taylor Swift's going to be there. You got Tay. You got all the calls are going to get. It's just too much to go against. So why would you not take Kansas City -1.5? That's what we're going to do. But we're going to go with the props as well in that department. You have the tight ends. You have Dawson Knox. We gave out in the prop department. His total is only 15.5. Kansas City is awful against the tight ends. We all know that. Usually the opposing tight ends is worked up because they see Taylor Swift up there. Like, wait a minute. If that tight end can get Taylor Swift, I can at least get a Keisha or a Keisha or a Chappell Roan. I know she's a lesbian, but still. Maybe Dawson Knox and Chappell Roan could hook up if I can get over, if I can hit the ladder to 50 yards. Justin Mack says that was the worst diss track ever. It probably was. 100%. That if you're Ryan Clark, you're probably relieved. You know? If you're Ryan Clark, you're like, oh man, did you hear Marcellus Wiley did a diss track about you? Oh no, I'm probably gonna have to answer that. That's gonna be all over the internet. No, don't worry. It's the worst song you've ever heard in your life. No need to worry whatsoever. Then he hears like, oh yeah, this is awful. I don't even have to reply. This is perfect. I already won the beef because by doing nothing. You might as well make a fucking country song. What the hell was that? You talk about your mouth, boy. Boy. Oh, snap. Feach says he blames LiAngelo Ball for influencing terrible rappers. How about Detroit bringing out LiAngelo Ball for their Lions game versus the Commanders last week? You have Eminem. I'm sorry, isn't Eminem a rapper from Detroit? He can't get him to come out here? But you got LiAngelo Ball doing his fucking novelty hit? No wonder why you guys got smoked. Like we said, yeah. Clark does not have to decide. Ryan Clark just won that beef because of what? And if you could see the video, I should play the video online. It's him, just a highlight film of his kid's football camp. It's insane. And that's where you get away thinking like, oh, wow. Marcellus Wiley might be insane, which I'm for. I have nothing. I love crazy people. I love supporting craziness. We don't do guests. That's Ryan Clark says. I'll come on your show, man. We can settle this on your show. I don't do guests, which I like that too. Much like me, the man in the box. He doesn't do guests mainly because there's not enough room in his bedroom there. It looks like he's looking for his bedroom. Oh, shit. Anyway. We're going to take the Chiefs minus 1.5. We'll bomb that. We're going to take Dawson Knox. I mean, are you crazy with his anytime touchdown at plus 700? It's 7-1, and his total is 15.5. He's been splitting with Dalton Kincaid 50-50, so that's what I'm giving out. I'm giving out a Dawson Knox ladder. Hit that. An anytime touchdown, 7-1. Why not 2 touchdowns at 59-1? Dawson Knox. Kansas City's so bad against the other against the other tight end. Yes, Dalton Kincaid is in there, but they literally split a 50-50, and you're getting crazy numbers. I also like Noah Gray, too. I know Travis Kelce is the man, but I don't know. Noah Gray, during the regular season, he had just as many looks, it seemed like. But come playoff time, it's all Kelce. So Dawson Knox, Kansas City Chiefs. Let's see if we can cash this ticket. Eagles over Chiefs at 17-1. Let's get your Saquon Barkley Super Bowl MVP tickets. Let's do all of it. Beef debate. I might have to play it. Let's go into the box. Yes, thank you for joining me today on the Bottom Line Bombs. Let me give a little roll call to the chat because you guys were great. You kept it in there. Justin McAfee says Clark doesn't even have to respond. Justin McAfee, I'm sorry. I mispronounce a lot of names and famous names. That's what I do. They were roasting me in the other chat in the prop show for that. It's what I do. I come from a long line. My dad was like, hey, you're going to be a comic? You should check out that Jerry Seinfeld. He's pretty good. The guy I know. All right. Feach, Justin, Morgan Cakes came in here his first timer. I love it. Stevie Elridge from North Kakalaka. People from DJ Ronnie Pasco from the other one spots at Philly Snow. That's why maybe I'll do that. I'll put best of comments on there. ML, who donated 32 units of blood, 4 gallons, detox style. That's why women live longer than men. His 2 cents. We were talking donating blood earlier on in the show. Captain Insano. JC from KC. Good luck to your Chiefs. I'm going to be on them. I'm going to be on the Chiefs, and I'm on Philly. I think they both cover. I think, it should be a great game, obviously. Now let's talk in the box. We already talked beef. I'll outro with that. When I get the soundbite, when I do the old soundboard on the iPad. Oh, also catch my, like I said, in Boulder, Colorado. I'll be in Irvine in a couple weeks in California. And Pittsburgh in February after the Super Bowl, the weekend after the Super Bowl. That ending, that's how I'm going to do every ending.
That's my baby. That's my 9-year-old. That's MJ. Hey.
I can't. It was to absolutely disgrace Wu-Tang with this beat. I can't get enough of this ending.
Thanksgiving is something you earn. You can keep your text, keep your fake game too. Real recognize real. And I don't see you.
Oh.
Damn!
Damn!
Flows right for this one.
He goes, damn! He damned himself. Incredible. All right. Yep, that was Duke Comedy. ML says I can make the Irvine show. Perfect. I'll give you those dates. Those dates are in February as well. That's coming up after the Super Bowl. So awesome. Come out to the Irvine show. See, I did stand up last night at Eagle Rock, right out here, actually, at Fable, the Fable Bar. Shout out to Mike Bridenstine, does Microdose Comedy. It's a great show out here on Wednesday. It was a fun show. The place was packed. It's a great bar out here in Eagle Rock. Did a fun show. What's funny is they had all the TVs off, but one TV had the movie Shawshank Redemption on during the show, which is fine, whatever. Maybe there's a couple people in the corner watching it. It's just hilarious. Shawshank is one of those things where if it's on, you're going to watch it. I have to watch it on regular TV, though. If I watch Shawshank Redemption, it has to have commercials for some reason. I don't want to watch it without commercials. You ever see it like streamed, like on Stars or some shit? I don't want to watch Shawshank on Showtime. I want to watch it on TNT. And I want it to be on a Sunday. If I'm getting real specific, I want it to be a Sunday afternoon on a couch watching Shawshank, Point Break, with commercials. Nothing just going right through. But it's the best, and you watch the hell out of it. But what I love about Shawshank, and I know this is a quick turn I'm making on my show here, but fuck it, it's my show. I'm in the box. Is there a bunch of more lovable, murdering inmates than the ones in Shawshank Redemption? They're just part of the boys, They're all good guys, just hanging out, shooting the shit. Talking about Raquel Welch, and playing stickball. They're all good guys. They were just in the wrong place, wrong time. It's the guards. They're the jerks. They're the assholes. They're the meanies. We're just a bunch of murderers. No big deal. You would have done the same thing. My wife was cheating on me. The tractor broke down. Wrong place, wrong time. There's nothing I could do. So I had to commit aggravated arson, double homicide. I mean, honestly, though, what's the point of arson if it's not going to be aggravated? There's nothing worse than passive arson. I want some anger in my arson. Ooh, that's a pain in the arson. That gets me aggravated. I mean, even those racist rapists eased up a little bit. It's like, well, he built a chess set. He seems all right. Let's let him be. Back off, All right, we'll rape him one more time. It's in the script. We might as well do it. We signed a contract. It's just so funny. The guards are jerks. The warden is the worst. But those inmates, they're all good guys. What can you do? And who am I to question Shawshank? Maybe the greatest. The greatest. Is there a better for TV movie than Shawshank Redemption? I mean, just on TV. Like I said, I do not want to see it. I would I'd walk out of it in the theater. On streaming? Well, I don't want to watch this beginning to end. Oh, with commercials on TV? You're damn right. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I love it. Andy Dufresne. Let's go. Brooks was here. Brooks, what a great old man Brooks he was. They're all good people. Even that guy who was trying to help him out who got shot. The old greaseball guy. Just the good fellas. Just some good fellas out there in that prison cell. Getting some beers, working construction, We can all relate to that. All right. Anyway, that was happening during my show last night. And I had no problem with it. No problem with it whatsoever. And I have no problem with you guys, C-Generates. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I already went through the roll call. Follow me on the Instas. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. I appreciate it. Let's get these wins. Let's get the ladders. Let's get the Binks, Birds, and Washington. Let's go. And how do I not end us with a little Marcellus Wiley as we get out of here? I got to.
What's this I see? You dissing me for years. Now you want to talk to me? Private text.
Incredible. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Let's go. Boulder, Colorado. I'm coming for you.
Private while you diss me in public.